All right, we are in something we are in something absurd today. This is the Mercedes-AMG S65, S60. It's the V12 twin turbo AMG craziness. And I'm gonna try to figure out how to turn off the air conditioning before we do the figure eight. Nope. Auto menu. Let's turn off AC. There we go. So this is a 4,700 pound car. It's S-Class based, so it's just ridiculous. It has every feature that you could possibly throw at an S-Class, but this one's an AMG, so it's even further along the crazy scale. We have carbon ceramic brakes. Yep, carbon ceramic brakes. We have I'm gonna put this in sport. Carbon ceramic brakes, a twin turbo V12. We've got 600, 700 horsepower and torque around there. And I'm honestly not sure what to expect around the figure eight, because, you know, it's an AMG, so you expect good handling stuff, but it's an S-Class, so stability controls in the system here, we'll turn that off. And so I've heard that you can't completely defeat stability control, you can only turn off traction control. We'll find out, but that's off. And then we'll go to the AMG menu here. And we should be good to go. I have it in the sport shift mode. I imagine I will probably quickly shift to manual control. But yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect. I just think it'll be really, really fast and just kind of insane, because that's what this car is. The seat bolsters are pushing in when I turn to help me stay in the seat better. Ooh. Well, it is fast. It is fast. Let's put it in manual. Oh, that's second gear. All right, and away we go. Yeah, that's an S-Class sliding on entry there. Well, this is silly. So I can feel the brakes are controlling the car quite a bit on entry. Oh, too fast in. Third gear might be a better. Might short shift out of it. The seat belt is crushing me right now. It thinks I'm crashing, so it's just squeezing me as hard as it can. The brakes I can feel are working the car, helping it turn, limiting wheel spin. That's obscene. So the transmission, a complaint of AMGs I've had for a long time is that the transmissions aren't as responsive in the manual modes as I'd like them to be. The shifts don't happen immediately when you hit the shift lever. And they don't return downshifts when you request. And it's a little bit better here, but yeah, I'm still in third. I want to be in second. You know, considering the weight of this car, the brakes are doing an admirable job. Not an admiral job, an admirable. They're doing a good job. But as like the tire temps start to come up, you can feel understeer start coming in. You know, permits a surprising degree of slip for where this car wants to be. I shouldn't be shuffling it as much out of the corner kind of feeling out how much traction the rear is going to give me as I power out of these corners. You know, it's tough to judge this thing harshly as a sports car because it's not. It's an AMG based, or it's an S-Class based AMG. You can drive it out pretty nicely, and that's because I think the brakes and the stability control are doing a good job of helping the car do things it wouldn't want to do otherwise. But as you can hear, the tires are starting to go off. We're getting a lot more push in the front end. Brakes have held up pretty well though, I gotta say. Better than I thought. Now we gotta try something. Yes, you can drift an S-Class AMG. I was in the wrong gear, even still. Okay. I don't want to do too much of that, because those weren't pretty drifts, but they do illustrate that you can do that with an S-Class, which is just silly. So, let me turn the air conditioning back on because it's getting warm. I think I'll turn the ionization on too. Oh, it already is on. That's nice. You gotta stay ionized in your S-Class. So thoughts. Pleasantly surprised with this S65 AMG. With AMGs, you never really know what to expect. It can always be kind of a mishmash. Cars like the C63 are absolutely fantastic, but some of the other ones, dynamically, they're just kind of strange. They just seem to be more engine than chassis. This one is interesting because it is so freaking massive. It is so big, and it is so heavy. And it has so much power. But the electronics massage it around the corners, and it enables it to do things it otherwise wouldn't. So on the entry, it would actually slide quite a bit on corner entry, but I could feel that the brakes weren't happy with that, so they would actually try to turn the car in line. So when I tried to do a flick back there just to, you know, provoke oversteer, I'd felt the stability control intervening and saying, hey, don't do that. You don't want to do that. But then as soon as I committed to power, it realized, oh, you're trying to drift, and it just would open that up and let you slide the thing around. That's kind of interesting how it's predicting, you know, hooliganism and allowing you to do that. It's tough to criticize this car too harshly on limit performance, because it's an S-Class. Even though it's an AMG S-Class, it is an S-Class, and it's a beautiful one at that. I mean, this thing is just insane. But it does handle pretty well for what it is. And, you know, the context of what it is matters a lot more than, you know. I mean, you go around this figure 8 and you can say, like, oh, it's a good handling car, oh, it's a bad handling car. But, you know, I think about what the car's trying to be. And this isn't trying to be an M4 or a Cayman. You know, this is an S-Class, and it handles respectably enough for the AMG badge and for, you know, its size and its power, that I have to think that's pretty amazing experience, actually. It's, you know, drifting's always fun, and it's even more fun when you're in a $250,000 S-Class, which is how much this thing costs. Yes, you can drive this S-Class irresponsibly. I guess that would be the verdict from that test. Power is insane, kind of hard to hear where you're at in the rev band though, so it's good you have the head-up display to see the red line. Kind of, you know, a meaningless test for this car. but still interesting to find out how capable the car still is. I keep wanting to say this would be like, this is essentially a Hellcat Challenger that's like 3 times the price, and you get 3 times the car with it. But that's where my mind goes with this. You know, it's not to say that the cars are one and the same. It's just that the methodologies aren't that different. This one has a lot more money in it, and that money is visible everywhere you look and in everything you touch. Very interesting, this.